amazing. Because I've seen Joe on Hence This Shirt. I even booked Joe and with some tour. I think it was like, I know it was 7 years ago. It was before I quit doing something that I no longer do. But that also Joe no longer does, if that helps you. So now you know what I'm talking about. But what do you call it? You know, that was like a month before, and that was kind of one of my last hurrahs. But yeah, so I've seen Bang Tango with various incarnations on numerous occasions, but never the original lineup. So it's like, holy shit, I am so there. And I was actually supposed to perform somewhere in like Azusa, wherever. And I had like a sore throat and I couldn't sing anyway. So I was like, perfect. I'd rather see Bang Tango than perform.
There you go.
But let's get into you a little bit. So I was reading your bio a little bit. You had like some rough beginnings, I guess, right? I didn't know that.
Rough beginnings with what?
Like your life.
Not really. I mean, what do you mean rough beginnings? Like as far as what?
Well, you were orphaned and then like you were adopted and right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was adopted, but I was like 2 years old when I was adopted, and you know, when you're 2 years old, you don't remember any of that. So, as far as being an orphan, you know, my biological mom passed away at 1 year old. When I was 1 year old, I don't remember any of that. So, it wasn't a rough beginning. I was adopted into a great family at age 2, and nothing but a great life. You know, great life after that. So, yeah, it wasn't rough, because when you're that young, you don't really remember those things, you know.
True. So moving along then, but you grew up in California, and when did you start playing guitar?
I started playing guitar when I was about 14. I was in the 7th grade, and I picked it up in a elective class in junior high school, and just fell in love with the instrument. Like, I was just like obsessed, like wanted to be Jimmy Page like instantly, and learned a couple things, and it came natural. And my mom was like always whipping my sisters around to practice their instrument, because she had them in piano classes and stuff. And when I picked up guitar, she was like, you need to put it down. You don't need to practice that much. So yeah, it just came natural.
That's awesome. And you had like a band earlier on called Mickey Knight, right?
Yeah, a bunch of bands. So I started off playing like the LA club circuit when I was 15, 16 years old. I was still in high school. I was in a band called Crude Witch, was a metal band. We were like a real maiden kind of style. We went out and played the Troubadour, and I was playing like opening up for Wasp and these bands when I was 15, 16 years old. And after that band, Crude Witch, it evolved into Mickey Knight, as you said, and then from there, another reincarnation of that band was City Slick, and then eventually Bang Tango.
Cool. Yeah.
Fast forward, I just like pushed through all that.
There was another band a friend of mine asked me about that. Now the name is escaping me. Bad Host. And I don't have it in front of me, so oh well. But he wanted to know if the music was available, but I'll message you and I'll ask you that way. So you started doing like Americana at some point. I mean, you started doing original material about like 15 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah. No, 15. No, I did original music like 25 years ago, but I mean, Bang Tango was formed 30 years ago. So, you mean me personally, like my solo stuff?
Yeah, I meant like the solo
material. It's been longer than that. Actually, the original Bang Tango lineup broke up in '95. So, it's been like over 20 years since I've been doing my own stuff. Yeah.
Cool. And it's got like more of an Americana feel than like Bang Tango, like hard driving aggressive rock.
Mm. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, definitely. It's a singer-songwriter, grassroots blues singer-songwriter, but with the edge of old rock and roll, because that's who I am when I came up, my influences. But Americana is a good way to put it. I guess that's a good box to put it in. I guess. There's plenty of blues, plenty of rock. I mean, I go all over the place with my music, my solo stuff, and that's what I've been doing for years.
Cool. Who are some of your influences, actually?
There's so many. I mean, like, as a singer-songwriter, I'm influenced by a lot of guys. I'm a lot of the old country alternative country guys. I like the drive-by truckers guys. All those guys like Cooley and but I'm influenced by so many people. I can't even even like some Euro singer-songwriters like Noel Gallagher. I like I'm pretty spread out. I love like so many different musicians, singer-songwriters, guitar players. It's hard to like really pinpoint like my main influences these days. I like some alternative guys like Ryan Bingham. He's a kind of a country Americana singer-songwriter. I like Ryan Adams, even, believe it or not. I like, who else? Let's see, Hayes Carl. He's from Texas. He's a singer-songwriter, kind of country guy. I like a lot of country, alternative country now. But then again, I like a lot of old school rock. Keith Richards is my number one. Dylan, all those old guys, I'm a big Jimmy Page fan, Led Zeppelin, all classic rock. So it's all over the place.
Cool. How did you? Well, you have some. You mentioned to me that you have some of. You have some of the members of Bang Tango in your current band. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, just actually like so the original band. I've played with Tig for years, the drummer. Tig's original Bang Tango drummer. He's played with me for years in the Unsung Heroes, even going back to a band called Worry Beads, as well as Kyle Stevens, who's the other guitar player. He played with me for years, on and off. So Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes is basically a group of different guys that bring in and out over the years, but a lot of them are, some of them are Bang Tango guys, like Kyle Stevens and me grew up together. We've been playing music for over 30 years together. So he's still involved in what I'm doing now. Tig's played on my new record. And then I reached out to Kyle. Kyle's bass player for Bang Tango. He played on a couple tracks on the new record. So this new record I'm doing, surprisingly, I got like all guys playing on it, like showcasing. They're not on the whole record, but they're here and there. Except Joe. He, I'm singing, that's my stuff. But, we've actually considered bringing in Joe, so, or even ask him. He doesn't even know that, but I'm telling you that. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's where it's at. But those guys are my bros. We grew up together,
That's cool. What do you call it? What kind of I guess, I guess you're influenced by hard rock, and you're influenced by, what is like the biggest inspiration for like your last album?
So my last record I put out was called Don't Kill the Cat. And basically the biggest influence, like I said, I suck from a lot of different people and different influences. I'm a big Tom Petty fan.
I heard that. Definitely could hear from Tom Petty there.
Yeah, I really love just, telling stories, being a lyricist, writing good songs with some melody and hooks. And, as far as like, there's no particular person that I took from directly. I mean, I'm just influenced by all that kind of great songs, great singer-songwriters, great musicians.
Now, did you always sing, or was that something you decided to try your hand at later?
What's that?
Did you always sing, or was that something you decided to try your hand at later?
No, I never sang in Bang Tango. I didn't barely sing backgrounds, and I just got really, into like progressing. I'm progressing as a lyricist and singer-songwriter. I started messing around on acoustic when I lived in Malibu when we were doing, I don't know, it was like Dancing on Cole's record, and I started getting into like just write songs, like having fun, having a glass of wine, singing and playing, and all of a sudden I started writing lyrics and started like creating these songs, and I found after over 100 songs writing, I found a niche for writing songs and lyrics. And initially when I started demoing, I lived on the beach in Malibu, and I was just like demoing all day long. We were like kind of on hiatus, the band, and I brought in different singers, but every singer I brought in was like, yeah, you just need to do it yourself, man. You've got this style, do it yourself. I can't really get your inflection or what you're trying to do. And I didn't want to be a singer at all. I just wanted to write songs. And then I realized, I like doing this, and I like expressing myself vocally instead of just guitar playing. And over 20 years, I finally honed it. We got it together and made it like made it worthy of somewhere up in my guitar playing range where I can express myself musically, vocally, as well as guitar playing.
Interesting. So as for Bang Tango, I mean, obviously everything in the world is on pause, but when I saw you guys perform, Joe said that you guys were reunited, and do you think there'll be a tour of that, or do you think that that's just up for discussion right now?
A tour? No, there's no tour. There's never plans to do touring. We basically just, we plan to do some one-offs, and do these kind of like blind things here and there, and these festivals and stuff. But there's never been plans to do any, major touring, unless we got offered something that was like, we couldn't turn down financially. But I mean, the idea was just to get together and do a couple shows locally, and then see where it goes. And then we got off of Thre, and we realized, hey, it'd be cool to like do some out of town dates, like weekend dates, and play, play different states, but not necessarily like touring. Unless, like I said, it was something that was like beyond turning down, or we were opening for Motley Crue or something, something like that.
Right, it makes sense because I mean, a lot of you're not like 20 anymore. You're 21. No, I'm kidding. But you're
I am 21. How'd you know? It was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, 21, and ready to have some fun.
Yeah, woo.
On my 21st birthday, I did like a bunch of mind eraser shots. And I walked around saying, my mind is erased.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they make those anymore.
Well,
I wouldn't.
Wait.
I can't imagine going to a bar and like downing a bunch of mind eraser shots, and it's like, I guess I should be a little more dainty these days and have like a glass of Chardonnay, but
I'll still get you messed up. Just drink.
Yeah, it will. It's a slower burn, but it'll. I remember polishing off one bottle after the next, and so on. Well, maybe not that much, but definitely my share and somebody else's. And then shares of other things that we will not talk on my somewhat dangerous show. But, what do you call it? So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a lot harder now to, do you think that will be like more like the future of live music, actually? Like, having like one-off shows and festivals, and and everybody just, it's not going to be as much crazy touring as it has been for like ever, especially with the way things have been going.
Well, we're in a like a global pandemic right now. We can't do
right.
Obviously, nobody's doing anything, right? So,
but when things reopen,
the answer to the question is if, like, yeah, we could all go out and play gigs again right now. A lot of bands enjoy, like, going town to town and still doing in their 50s, whatever. We're all in our 50s, like mid 50s. So, not saying that we wouldn't want to do that, but like some of us just can't do it, like financially, because some of us have businesses, or they have responsibilities and jobs. We can't just break out and tour for 6 months unless the money's right, like I'm saying. But like to go out and play clubs and tour the country, which is like, wow, imagine that these days. It's like a dream, But
yeah.
Anyways, it's funny we're talking about this now because it's like such a weird time. But if we want to play it back to before, coronavirus hit, yeah, a lot of bands still do that, still want to do that. But I just think for Bang Tango reuniting after 30 years, where it's been, I think we're just happy getting out and playing in front of some bigger audience and just, giving the fans the original lineup again and enjoying that. I don't see us, schlepping across the country in a van again at our age.
True. I mean, it was an amazing show. It was the biggest show I've been to this year. Well, in part because.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a really great show. The place was packed. It was like the most packed I've ever seen the whiskey. And
right on. Thank you.
I tried to get close so I could get. You saw one of my shots, I guess.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
I kept trying to get close and get some shots of it because I'm friends with Joe for almost 20 years, and it was just like, to me, it was like such a moment to get to, it was such a special thing to get to see. So, I'm like, wow, I timed this LA trip really well.
Wow, yeah, it worked out for you, right?
Yeah.
Right before we got shut down. We were really excited after that show. It felt really good, There was a great crowd. Basically sold out we did sell out the whiskey. We were just like, high off of it. We finally got it out there. We did it. We hadn't played together in years. And then, we got hit by the, this whole pandemic, and here we are, So, unfortunately, we were supposed to do M3, which was in May, like May 3rd, and that, got canceled. And, it's still a go for September 6th for us, but, we'll see what happens, But anyways,
I might go.
Yeah, we just had a lot of fun. We all just reconnected, the five of us. We hadn't played together in years. We finally just put everything aside and went out and did it. And I'm just happy in 2020 we got out and played on January 25th at the Whiskey, and we sold it out for the most part. So that was a great feeling.
Yeah, it was like I've seen Joe perform many times, obviously, every time he's come to New York, but I never saw him. I saw a different side of him on stage that night. Like, he was on fire.
He was what?
He was on fire, And I was just like, oh my God, I am so happy. And, I didn't even get a chance to say hello to him or anything because, whatever, there were too many people there, and I was just like, I'll let him go, I'll see him again. Who knew there was going to be a pandemic? But, let's see, we've got a few minutes left. So besides all of that, have you just been, writing music through the pandemic, or,
So real quick, on my history, I've put out 5 solo records. Mark Knight and the Unsung Heroes. I'm constantly creating, constantly performing, and except for this year, as you know. But yes, I have a new record that I'm working on. 14 new songs. Tig Kettler from Bang Tango played on it. Kyle from Bang Tango played on it. Kyle Stevens is in the Unsung Heroes. Eddie Montez on bass. Ed Chanowski is my bass player. My drummer and co-producer, co-engineer. So we're doing this record. My daughter sang on it. Scarlett Knight. She's incredible talent. She's got a record deal on her own. So she sang on it. We've got a bunch of special guests, but I've got 14 new songs that I've been working on for years, way before the reunion of Bang Tango, and that's where I'm at right now. And I have a home studio, and I do a lot of it here. We did some outside drums in different studios, so the new record will be coming out in 2021, and that's where I'm at. As far as Bang Tango, we definitely, it's all intact. We're still together. We plan to maybe even do some rehearsals before, whenever. I don't know. We're counting on the M3, but I don't know if that's going to happen for sure. But our plans are to, eventually maybe write some songs together again and perform live again. That's where we're at. So that's it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That kind of wraps it up.
Yeah, pretty much says it all. Well, Mark, thank you so much for coming by and joining me on the Sharyn Share-Alike Show with me, Cher Gorgeous. And I hope to see you live either on September 6th or sometime down the line. Maybe back in LA again. And also, the one thing I was going to mention was, I guess I left LA on February 4th, so I would have just missed your solo show because you had a show on the 7th.
Yeah, the 7th, yeah.
And I know I would have planned my trip differently. I'm a big supporter.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So I will definitely see your band next time I'm in LA. I'll try to figure it out. It'll coincide. I'll spend 3 weeks there. It'll work out. But anyway, thank you again, and I will see you live. And bye, everyone. Have a great night. Be good to yourselves.
Thanks, Sarah. Take care.
You too. Bye now.
Bye.